Hi folks, and welcome to the Friday Night Frolic from the Reese Music Room. Tonight I have to explain this one a little bit. When I was a youth, in 11th grade, I went to the music department. I had been playing guitar for a while, and I said, can I do something in the music department? So they threw this big thing at me called an upright bass, which is back there, and gave me a book and showed me a practice room and said, go learn this thing, kid. So I did. And after 12th grade, I bought one behind me there, and I started getting hired for these shows. All these little music theaters did these musicals, and I would be hired as a bass player. Well, one of these shows was West Side Story, and by the way, that was the hardest music I ever played at one of those. But one of my favorite songs in that show, I just thought to myself, I've got to learn that song. And probably 15 or 20 years later, I actually ordered the score of this piece to see if I could look at the orchestra parts and come up with a guitar arrangement of it. And so I did. So this is my favorite song from that musical. And it's called Officer Krupke. And of course the story is two gangs, delinquent gangs, youth gangs. And the scene is one of the gangs hanging outside their drugstore, and the local officer comes up and harasses them a little bit, then gets a call and leaves. And then the gang starts to make fun of how the adults are trying to treat them. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the theater. Sergeant Krupke, you gotta understand, it's just our bringing upkeep that gets us out of hand. Our mothers all are junkies, our fathers all are drunks. Golly Moses, naturally we're punks. Gee, Officer Krupke, we're very upset. We never had the love that every child ought to get. We ain't no delinquents, we're misunderstood. Deep down inside us there is good, there is good, there is good, there is good, there is untapped good. Life inside the worst of us is good. That's the touchingest story. Let me tell it to the world. Just tell it to the judge. Dear, kindly judge your honor, my parents treat me rough with all their marijuana. They won't give me a puff. They didn't want to have me, but somehow I was had. Leaping lizards, that's why I'm so bad. Officer Krupke, you're really a square. This boy don't need a judge, he needs an analyst care. It's just his neurosis that ought to be curbed. He's psychologically disturbed. I'm disturbed, we're disturbed, we're disturbed, we're the most disturbed, like we're psychologically disturbed. Hear ye, hear ye. In the opinion of this court, this child is depraved on account he ain't had a normal home. Hey, I'm depraved on account I'm deprived. So take him to a head shrinker. My daddy beats my mommy clobbers me. My grandpa is a commie, my grandma pushes tea. My sister wears a mustache, my brother wears a dress. Golly Moses, that's why I'm a mess. Officer Krupke, he shouldn't be here. This boy don't need a couch, he needs a useful career. Society's played him a terrible trick. And sociologically he's sick. I am sick, we are sick, we are sick, we are sick, 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 like we're sociologically sick. In my opinion, this boy does not need his head shrunk at all. Juvenile delinquency is merely a social disease. Hey, I got a social disease. So take him to a social worker. Worker, they tell me get a job, like be a soda jerker, which means I'd be a slob. It's not I'm antisocial, I'm only anti-work. Glory I feel, that's why I'm a jerk. Officer Krupke, you've done it again. This boy don't need a job, he needs a year in the pen. It ain't just a question of misunderstood. Deep down we're no good, we're no good, we're no earthly good. Like the best of us is no darn good. The trouble is he's lazy. The trouble is he stinks. The trouble is he's crazy. The trouble is he's drinks. The trouble is he's growing. The trouble is he's grown. Krupke, we've got troubles of our own. Officer Krupke, we're down on our knees, 'cause no one wants a fellow with a social disease. Officer Krupke, what are we to do? Gee, Officer Krupke, Krupp you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's very kind. Very kind. Thank you.